everybody, welcome back to Brandon's son, Kyle Moon. I am Brandon Jones. This is Kyle Bossman. Kyle has long time been a Pokemon fan. I've just finally discovered the wonders of Pokemon this year. Played my first Pokemon game, Pokemon Red, and now, unlike the first episode that we did of Brandon's son, Kyle Moon, I have played Pokemon Sun. And I'm so excited. I finally have B-roll. Look at it, everyone. Look at it.
B-roll. Look at this game.
Look at this gorgeous B-roll right now.
Oh my
Look at me
goodness.
playing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm in a battle right now. Look at that. I'm battling with my Pokemon. You can see it. You can't just imagine it. I'm not just going to put images up on the screen, kind of loosely, in the original art representing what Pokemon I have.
Sure.
We can finally do gameplay. And we're gonna try to make that work too, because I am tethered to a capture unit when I'm playing this game. We're gonna drag that thing over here. And maybe do some trading. Definitely do some dueling.
Yeah.
But we got to talk about this game first.
Where do we, Jones? Can I tell you an aside? So we shoot this late at night.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to getting through the podcast so we could shoot this.
I was stoked for this. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's funny because originally when we did Brandon Plays Pokemon, I was excited because I was discovering all these new things about Pokemon, and now it feels like old times.
Yeah.
Now it's like sitting down and getting prepped and making notes, and I was like, oh yeah. But what's great?
These notes, man.
These notes. What's fantastic now is when I played Pokemon Red, I had one pass to go through. Sometimes I would finish something and be like, oh crap, I wasn't taking notes during that. I'm capturing every single thing I do in this game of note, rather than, like the 20th young goose I fought it, but the first time I catch things, the first time I meet somebody, all the plot stuff. So I actually took okay notes, and then before the podcast today, watched all the clips, marked stuff, looked at the HUD, and really, picked out notes and stuff. So hopefully I keep good notes. I have 3 categories here. I have a list of every single Pokemon I've caught, and I got a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah.
For the time that I put into the game, I definitely have more Pokemon here than I did.
I think more than I do.
During my playthrough of Red. Oh, wow, okay.
Yep.
And that's me. Whenever I get a new area, whenever there's a new grass patch, that's 20 minutes at least, for me to just like, hey, let's check this out.
Nice.
It'll take 6 or 7 Pokemon for me to realize, all right, I'm done. If I've seen all of those, I'll be like, okay, it's time to move on to the next area. But love the little gates now. It's like, oh, let me open up this gate, go into this little grass patch. Right at the beginning, he's like, you want grass patches? We got them.
So, Jones, I want to know your first reaction, your first note, the first thing that stuck to you once you started this game.
A cinematic.
Yes. Me too.
Before anything, here's a person who's not you.
Yep.
Get to know her.
Yeah.
Question what she's doing. A mystery begins.
3 months later.
Yeah.
Jones, they've never done that before.
Hooked. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. I played Pokemon Red. I've put, I think I'm like 12 hours in, which I would have beaten most other games by 12 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm not even off the first island yet.
And just for the record, I'm like 35 in. We're not going to do too many spoilers. If you start hearing stuff you haven't heard before, you can bounce. We won't care.
We appreciate you watching as much of this as possible. We weren't sure exactly how this was going to turn out. We didn't know how much of when we were going to get the game relative to launch, and how much time we were going to be able to put into it. Obviously, Kyle has had a lot more time than I have for many reasons. One being that I am tethered to this thing. I can't, I can take it with me on the go, but I don't want to meet new Pokemon without capturing it. I don't want to do any plot things or anything. So it's really just grinding. I'm going to get to a point, and then when I leave for Christmas break, I'm just going to go back to that first island where I know I've caught everything, and then just grind, get all my little boys up to the right level. But just the camera moves. It's great.
Oh, the camera movement. I wrote down camera movement.
Okay.
I wrote that down. I'm so impressed.
So all of this
by
is
some
new
of
to
the
me
camera work.
because this is only my second Pokemon game.
Yeah, but it's such a step up.
Cool.
The first thing that really struck me was the title reveal, was that cutscene. That was crazy to me. But being able to control your character and the way he moves around in that area, in that house, with that music, that little ukulele gently playing, I was in love with this game immedially, Jones. The movement hasn't been that natural in a Pokemon game before.
Okay.
And I realize we're kind of just talking about things that are normal
Camera
in
movement.
RPGs.
Or player
Human
movement, or both.
Character
Okay.
movement. But camera movement and cutscenes, and especially in battles, oh my god. Some of the angles it's pulling in the battle, when it's like low angle behind the Pokemon, your Pokemon looking at in the distance of the enemy's Pokemon, in the environment that looks like the environment you were just in. I'm crazy into this.
Well, it's weird because I'm impressed and I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, I'm not like, wow, this game is doing things no one else is doing. It's just that they are doing what
Everyone
people
else
are
is
doing. You know, like that it is. There are moments where I'm like, oh, that's cute, and then I'm like most of the other good games I've played on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, you caught up to Final Fantasy VIII. Yeah. I hear you there.
But it is still impressive. I think tonally, one of the things that struck me right away, that to use an Alola analogy, you know, that I am just riding this wave all the way through this story that just cracks me up to no end, is this has got to be the most cheerful RPG I've ever played in my entire life. Like, and again, I've just started to get into some of the antagonistic figures of the game, but like, you know, I've completed the first trial, but like haven't really dug in deep. I've mostly just been I want to make sure I get every, you know, damn Pokemon I can. And it's just so funny that like I can go, you know, point by point, we actually like go through the story, but just like so many people are cheerful. They're all just so into Pokemon. And I buy it a little bit more because in Pokemon Red I got the feeling that and they say something to this effect that like, I'm home. This is where I'm from. Like, I live here. This is a normal world that functions in this world where Pokemon are. But Alola is just all about it. Like it is a bad idea to vacation in Alola if you do not like Pokemon.
Sure.
You're in for a bad time.
And even the Pokemon here like the other Pokemon more. I love the aesthetic. Like the UI, just the really fun like blue scribbles behind the HP.
Okay.
The way the bottom screen looks, the footprints for when you select run away. Just Jones, just even the aesthetics, it's jolly.
Yeah.
Wandering around my house, I did this for a long time. You go into mom's room, your mom has her own bedroom and her own bed, and so does the Meowth. I love that. I love that the Meowth has a bed. And then if you read the description, it's like, yeah, but it spends most of the time in your mom's bed.
Right.
Like, oh God, yeah, that's perfect. That's so cute. And that just you have an environment, and that was what struck me immediately, is that these are lived-in environments in a Pokemon world. Kind of unusual. Pretty cool.
Well, what's interesting is that the towns themselves are not that much bigger than Red.
No.
You know, like, as actually, I think there's some towns I went into in Red that had more buildings. Granted, I couldn't go into them, or they didn't look that much different from any other thing. But it is interesting having something, you have the appearance of this big metropolis, and it's like, well, there's like, you know, 4 stores and a couple other places you can go into.
Yeah.
But it feels big. It feels natural and lived in. And
because when you walk into them, they're basically, it's not that RPG thing of like it's this many squares when you walk in and then it's huge when you're on the inside. It's kind of related. It's kind of almost to scale, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And also your character is kind of the scale.
Oh yeah, that makes.
I love that.
Yeah. That makes a huge difference. When I was like, oh, I'm like, oh, I can go into a store and like buy clothes, and I'm like, why couldn't I do that in the first game? Oh, because you couldn't see I was wearing clothes. I was a head and feet, basically.
Yeah.
So that's a huge deal. Like my hair color matters. You know, like, do I want to wear a polo or a tank top? You know.
And did you pick one? Did you actually change your clothes?
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
Great. Did you pick the one with just a Pikachu with a rainbow and he's surfing?
No.
Oh, I'd certainly pick that surfing Pikachu. But what's crazy, Jones, is even in X and Y, you're sort of a, you know, super deformed, like, big proportion head character. And so this is really the closest. I mean, you're still like, your head is bigger than a human's head.
Right.
But it's the closest to human proportions a Pokemon game has been. And throughout the entire thing, too. It's so cool to me.
So we could go either way. I mean, I kind of want to talk about the gameplay improvements, because I think that's the main thing. You know,
you've jumped ahead from Red to this.
I don't think people are excited to hear about me jumping from Red to this to talk about, you know, what my mom's up to.
Sure.
You know, there are so many improvements in this. There's so many things that have streamlined the experience. There's so many things that I do and then kind of look back and be like, oh, wow, was that a lot easier? Nothing's better than the boxes, man. Like the
drag and drop,
especially because and actually I can ask you if there's like a potential issue with this, but like if I get a Pokemon in this that I had in Red, I'm naming it the same thing. Like I don't want to rethink every single Pokemon.
You can have 2 Pokemon with the same name.
That I had. Well, I figured I could that, but just for context, if anybody's into like the lore of the Brandon Pokemon experience, like I didn't feel like renaming, you know, my Slowpoke or my Growlithe or what, you know. I was like, no, I'll do the same name, and you know, like I'm so into this game, I'll probably end up leveling that Growlithe more than I did in Red. Like it'll probably be, you know, I certainly have more of an attachment to it because it, you know, looks it looks like a Growlithe, not just in the battle screen, but when I'm walking around. Like first time I saw Machop, I was like, whoa! Like it wasn't just that type. Like it was a big tall Pokemon.
Oh, you mean Machamp?
Machamp. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
just wandering around, and I think he was doing like some construction, like working on the foundation, like the Machoke was in Red, which is kind of cool.
Where it's when you see that in Red, it's kind of presents like, I guess that makes sense. You would use the Pokemon for that. When you actually see them, towering over anyone else in the room, it's like, that's smart actually. They're all psyched about it. They all say different things. I love that. Like there was one point there was like 3 Machamps all hanging out in an area, and I talked to them. They all said different sounds. They weren't all just like, Machamp.
It's weird because sometimes they will say they'll sound like they're saying their name, like they'll say Cho, and it's like, are you saying Machoke? And then sometimes they're just like Googa. Yeah, like okay, all right, bud.
It's just grunt. It's lifting something at the time. So what I was saying earlier, that like there's sometimes I forget a name, and I'm like, what did I name that in Red? I can't remember. I've caught some stuff in Pokemon Go that I didn't catch in Red, and so sometimes I'll reference that for like the old name. But I'm like, okay, what did I name that? Let me go into Pokemon Red and check. And it's like, I gotta
not possible.
Boot it up, go through guess its nickname, I guess, by looking at the boxes, but I can't tell. And here, I don't even have to go into the boxes. I just hit the L1 and R1, go through there, all the pictures.
Every Pokemon has a unique symbol that looks like it does.
Drag it over into the space. And there's so many contextual things that I'm like in a totally separate menu, but it's like, I know what you want to do. Do you want to replace that in the old menu that you were in to replace it with this? Or what do you want to do now? Because you got lots of options. It's like, thank you. Like, I don't have to like back out and go into some other thing. I can do it right now. Like I can, it's so great.
It's great.
And they're different backgrounds. So if you want to like theme them that way.
And you can change the names of them even.
Change the names of the boxes? Oh, fantastic. I mean, it's silly that there are boxes to begin with, but like, I don't know. It's like there are, a good way to organize your computer is to have folders you put the different files into. So I guess it kind of makes sense to like, because we were talking about that in Brandon Plays Pokemon, that I was like, oh yeah, I'm assuming they don't have boxes now. And you're like, no, still have boxes.
Yeah.
And we kind of said that might be like, outdated, but I guess it does make sense to kind of for your brain to just naturally figure like whether it's by type or whether it's by things that are cute or mean or, like what I did in Red was level, so box 1 was anything 10 or below, and then box 2 was 20 or below. And so when I'm like going in, that was just a quick way to do it.
That's not quick.
Because but there's nothing was quick about the way boxes were done in Red. Right. So it was just like, well, at least, by the end, I'm like, I know I don't need any lower level things.
But the way the boxes are now, collecting is a part of the game, catching Pokemon is part of the game. They made that as simple as possible, I almost feel like.
I was super nervous that battles were going to be long. That I was like, it's going to be, the graphics are so much better. They're going to want to really draw out a lot of this stuff. And they are just slick and quick and awesome. You
like the graphics?
Oh, I just love how fast battles go. Like how when you jump in and I thought they would just be so excited about, the engine and how pretty the game looks. That's just like, we got to have everything. Like those camera angles got a long drawn, camera angle. I love going through the trees. Going through the grass when it first. What is it? Oh, it's that Pokemon. Like that reveal.
The grass travels at you. Oh,
and that,
man,
or anything. If you're in the.
And it starts with a silhouette.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
And then it appears. It's just like it's exciting. It's exciting in Red when something goes like slid on, but like that reveal is so great, especially because there are a couple Pokemon that I knocked out that I have not gotten back and seen. And like, there's one in particular. It was the first one I saw in this patch. It's like, you look so cool.
Let's just say what it is right now.
It was a. I didn't even write it down on I was going to check my Pokemon list, but it's not on my Pokemon list because I knocked it out. The Makuhita? Is that what the guy with the boxing gloves?
Yeah, really? That was the one you really wanted, huh?
Well, which is cool. Yeah,
okay.
I had never seen a trainer with him. He's got gloves on, and he's,
That's hilarious. Makuhita, I'm over. He's not new.
Oh, okay.
So,
he seemed to fit Sun and Moon.
Yeah, he
seemed
does,
to fit Alola very well. So.
Sure, yeah.
Poor guy. I can fight 2 Pokemon at the same time. They call in support.
Okay, so that's actually new. The support stuff is
figured,
way new.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, Alola Pokemon must like care about each other more. I love this.
I love it too. One of my favorite reasons, one of my favorite things about it is if you're trying to catch a Pokemon, now I got 2 chances.
Okay.
Now if I can't get this one to sleep or I can't knock it out, or if I actually one-shot it, like, whoops, like, well, I'll try that guy then.
I'm going to give you some weird things. I looked up. I got some weird facts.
Okay.
The one that it comes once the Pokemon calls for help, they're called SOS Pokemon for some reason. I don't understand why. The ones that some Pokemon call for help, some don't. Anyway, the one that arrives is stronger than the one who called for help.
Oh.
Has better base stats.
Okay.
And gives out better EVs. And so, yeah, it's really good.
Better EVs. What is that?
Ooh. All right. So EVs are when your Pokemon levels up.
Not to be confused with Eevee.
Absolutely not. So basically, It's a really cool mechanic that just it goes down to numbers to make it dirty, and if you abuse it, it's not as cool. But basically, the idea is if you fight this type of Pokemon, let's say you fight a Makuhita, he's gonna make you better at your attack, and so he raises the potential when you next level up that your attack stat will raise higher than the other stats.
Okay.
And so EVs are basically
me as a trainer?
No,
or?
the Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
So they reset every time you level up your EVs.
Okay.
It's effort value is what it stands for. And so basically that, just every time you fight a random Pokemon, your EVs go up, and then once you level up, they go down, but that all translates to the +5s or the +4s or the +1s.
Okay.
On top of your base stats. It's a lot of numbers, but the idea is, the heart of it is, hey, I'm fighting a Makuhita, he's gonna make my Pokemon have a better attack based off this experience.
Okay.
Or more speed based off this experience of fighting this Makuhita. Anyway, going back to these SOSs, the ones that are called in, who are like, yeah, I'll help you, buddy, they give out more effort values.
Got it. Crazy.
And it's better to catch them than the one who called for help.
Also hilarious when they don't show up. They're like, help!
Yeah.
It's like, nah, there's nobody there.
You're alone with me. Yeah, oh man, that's awful. You feel bad for it.
Forget I called for help. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
You must have heard something.
Yeah, and then you just kill it. Yeah, it feels bad, but that's the way that is. I love that system. Because it actually makes some fights hard.
Yeah.
Once you have two Pokemon attacking you, they're getting 2 turns on your one.
Yeah.
That can hurt.
Also, I love attacks that hit both. There's some attacks that
What you got that hits both? You got some Razor Leaf?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
It's a fairy ability.
Ooh.
It's a fairy.
Oh, Jones, I don't even know what this is. Yeah. Cool.
I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I love seeing how much XP they need to level up right there in the HUD, right there in the battle.
Oh, yeah.
When it's done, and like, boop, you got XP. I can see it. Oh, he's close. You know, it's like, I'll do a couple more matches, and then he'll get the next level, and then I'll stop playing and go to bed. So that's really nice, and not to have to like check in or just like get surprised. I have XP all. And I love that it just does that. It's like, we gave him the XP. Trust us. We did.
So what do you think about that? XP all.
I love it.
I turn it off.
Oh, I mean, I could certainly see cases where I would not want it because it's like, no, I want to have that lower level Pokemon for a multitude of reasons.
And you want all the experience to go to the Pokemon that's working right now.
True, but Pokemon have leveled fast. Like, I'm 12 hours in. I don't remember any Pokemon I had being 24. My starter is. So I just feel that I'm being given a lot more than I was in Red.
Sure.
So I'm not hungry for my Pokemon to have better stats or for me to find some edge that I'm missing. And again, if this is the new Pokemon show to you and you didn't see Brandon Plays Pokemon, something you should know about me, I like to over level these guys so I can just power through anything. I really enjoy just running around grass and seeing if I can catch stuff and leveling stuff up. So like I don't it's not that big of a deal for me to level stuff up or have that experience trickle down.
So did you notice, Jones, though, that the Pokemon who are further away from the level of Pokemon you fought get more experience than the Pokemon who are above it?
I did not notice that, no.
Yeah, so that's a system in this one. Oh, I guess because you have experience all on everybody. Yeah. So basically, if you're, it's to kind of prohibit the Jones method of over leveling too much. And I mean, you can over level them by like 15 levels and still be fine. But yeah, the more you are over leveled over the random Pokemon you're fighting against, the less and less experience you get from doing that. Yeah. And if a Pokemon's new, if it's just joined your party, it levels up faster. It catches up faster.
Okay.
Which to encourage going and catching a Pokemon, and it's like, I don't know, come on, man, you're level 5. I can't have you right now. He'll catch up really fast.
There have been like 2 or 3 battles that like I'll finish, and like I've caught something in the battle, and like I'll like finish, and I was like, okay, cool, that was really fun. It's like, okay, what am I gonna name that Pokemon? They're like, oh, this guy leveled up. Oh, he just learned a new ability, and I'm like, oh, all right. And they're like, well, he has 4. You want to get rid of one? Like, yeah, okay, all right. And I get rid of that ability, and like, I was saying, okay, I'll just replace him with that. Like, okay, it's like, oh, this guy's evolving. Like, oh, all right. It's like
that's
he evolved.
The experience.
Like, okay, that was cool. All right, and then it's just like, okay, now I got to name the Pokemon that I caught. Okay, are we done? All right.
Jones, I really might recommend turning XP all off.
I love it.
I feel like nobody's getting the proper care. You know what I mean? You're just spreading out the leveling.
Everybody's getting the care.
I don't know.
They're all getting care. I'm spreading the love all over the place.
All right, we'll see.
If you're in my party, you're getting love.
This might never be an issue. I don't know. We'll see how this plays out.
All right.
I'm curious about this.
Ben Moore has complained about it. I'm sure other people have complained not only about this installment, but other ones that with the hand holding. You know, there's a lot of like, here's how this system works. And you're like, oh, come on, it's my 10th game. But I do like when his name is totally escaping me. Our trainer, shirtless.
The professor. Kikui? What?
Yes,
sorry,
Kikui.
Yeah.
I like when he demos something. I like when he's like, "Hey, stand back. Me and my dog, we're gonna do the whole thing."
Oh, I actually loved that.
It's going to look like,
the tour around the thing? That was so cool.
Well, but not only tour around the thing, but there's some battles he'll specifically do that you literally just put the 3DS down and watch. And like the HUD comes up, so you actually see him arrow and you see him press the buttons. So I think that's really cool. I think that's definitely a step up from Red. I mean, I don't know if the other... If you've manually watched other people fight to learn from them, as opposed to just like text.
Jones, you did it in Red. Do you remember the old man? He throws one at a Caterpie, I think.
Oh, he does it automatically for you?
Yeah. Okay. You watch an old man with a cane, and he's like, let me show you how to use a Pokeball. But, I mean...
even just stepping up, you see the finger, like pointing, like, I'm about to do this button, and see, I'll do this.
Yeah, obviously that stuff was way old and stupid to me, but I still kind of enjoyed that kind of tour, that walkthrough. It kind of made sense for the character anyway.
I don't necessarily need it at this point, but... I just thought that was cool. I just thought it was nice. And there are sometimes when my hand is being held in this game, I appreciate it. I also mentioned this before, but like you were introduced to a crazy amount of Pokemon. Like when I first started out, like on the way from the Pallet Town to that first town, there were like a couple of grass patches, but I caught like
just
3.
Pidgey and Rattata, right?
Yeah, I caught 3. And like every single patch I go into is like, whoop, there's something new. It's just crazy. I think I got like 20 Pokemon. It's crazy. Having the map on the lower screen, so good.
So that's crazy, yeah. So Jones, that's
fantastic.
another new thing about this game in particular. It's not even like grid based anymore. It's not just hard squares anymore. It's, hey, we can have curves. We can have this interesting
like a 3DS
map.
RPG.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it was nice having the map showing like this is where this town is relative to this town, but the towns themselves didn't have maps. Like, and so it's.
What do you think about the flags that tell you where you should be going next?
There was only one time I got stuck. There was one time very early on where I booted up the game, and what I had to do was just go into school and fight everybody. But like, it would like the flag was on the building, and I went into the school and was like, okay, well now that I'm in the school, there's no flag.
Yeah.
So it's like at least tell me, point at one person that I have to go to. But I appreciate that. What could be? That seems like a loaded question.
I don't like waypoints. I don't like being told at what point I should be going if my character wouldn't know. Like,
all right. Maybe it'd be nice to turn them on and off.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah. But it also is really nice to know where not to go, and that is what I like to do in a game. If you give me a left hallway and a right hallway, and I go down the left hallway and see it's the right way to go, then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll turn around and go down the right one. And this one just says, hey, that's the wrong hallway, go and check that out. And like I don't mind that too much.
This is just a small aesthetic detail, but greatly appreciated. I love that when you if you go into the Pokemon Center and you turn in your Pokemon to be healed, they show up on the screen.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
They go through.
It looks so cool.
Yeah, it's like especially like I had one Pokemon evolve, and then I went there and did that. And like you see like the updated version.
X and Y did a thing kind of like that. This is just the best implementation of it.
Just
I love it.
Looks so good.
Yeah, you're proud.
I love. I mean, again. I've played many 3DS and DS and handheld games that have done this before, but I just love views. I just love like depth. Getting up onto a cliff and looking down. And seeing the ocean and seeing other things, seeing other places that I want to go. I'm sure they'll double down on that as I go to other areas. And finally, should we get Z-rings?
What if I told you I've already ordered one? You want it? So let's do it. I'll order you one too. All right, Jones.
I did say I want to. I'm asking.
We're getting Z-rings.
We're getting Z-rings.
Yeah, we'll get them.
Because some people reach out to me on Twitter and they're like, "There's no way you can't get Z." Like
yeah, we'll have to wear them for the next episode. Fine, we'll do it.
Dead serious. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Welcome to episode 3.
They're not gonna fit our wrists because they're 4 children. Yeah, it's just like fit it around 3 fingers or something. I don't know. Yeah, we'll get them. We'll buy them.
But have they done in the periphery department? Have there been lots of dumb things? I remember there was.
I don't even know what
had the thing on the belt that with the steps where you level up. Wasn't that the last one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember that.
Yeah, a couple of games had those.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe that was just Soul Silver. Yeah, that was pretty cool, and it would do stupid things with the game. I have no idea what the actual toy would do.
When you do the Z power, it lights up.
That's it?
I think so.
We should not buy them then.
Didn't you already buy it though?
Yeah.
How much is it? I mean, like...
I forget, because I bought it as a goof for my friend Dan, who's like my Pokemon friend.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, fine, I'll just buy us both some Z-Rings.
Thought I was your Pokemon friend.
He's historically my Pokemon friend. You're my new Pokemon
friend.
friend.
I can't.
One is silver, the other's gold.
I'm your Pokemon student. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's just... You all right?
No, I got like a hair on my nose. All right, keep going.
It's the Z-Rings are dumb, which is why we absolutely have to.
Okay, all right.
This is not like the way you should do a Pokemon show. Like, so we need to break the rules as many times as we can. So those are all the gameplay improvements that I really dug.
Okay. I have some questions then.
Okay.
What do you think about special defense and special or regular defense? You looking at your Pokemon stats, Jones?
Yeah. I didn't notice.
Yeah, so they have new stats.
Defense against specials specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not notice that was a separate stat.
Love that split.
Okay.
So I love that idea of like, so maybe like I'm like this very tough Pokemon, right? Your attacks won't hurt me that much, but if you do a special attack against me, I'm pretty weak to that. That's gonna hurt me a lot.
Okay.
And so I like that split on the defenses as well.
And is that can you tell right away what types? Like if you catch a specific type of Pokemon, you know, like this one's weaker to special.
You would just look at its stats.
It just ran. So I could have two Growliths and one could possibly have one and one could not.
No, generally all Growliths will have the same attributes.
Okay.
But then you build on their base stats through training and things like that.
Okay, cool.
I have another question for you, Jones. Have you wondered about natures?
No.
Okay. So natures are, oh man, they can be awful.
Okay.
I've never had this situation in my life playing a Pokemon game where I've cared about natures so much. Natures are, they can be beneficial but also detrimental to particular stats on your Pokemon. So it's like, oh, I have a naughty nature. It's like that Pokemon's attack will go up really high, but then its special defense will go down as it levels up.
Oh, okay.
And not necessarily like go down, it'll just won't raise as quickly as the other stats do.
Okay.
But meanwhile, that attack goes up super high. And it's like, hey, you know what? That trade-off is worth it to me. I like my naughty Pokemon. I'm not actually sure that those are the two particular stats of a naughty nature. But anyway, those are natures. So those two Growliths that you talked about can have different natures.
Okay.
And so if they level up to, level 50 Arcanines, one with a nature that benefits its attack will have a ridiculous attack. One with a nature that benefits defense will have a ridiculous defense.
All right. Okay.
Is that worth it to you, or do you think you'll kind of just keep playing with...
It's worth it to me to know.
Okay.
That if I don't know if I would have preconceived notions over Pokemon that I've already met and am used to, but if a new Pokemon pops up and I'm just like, oh my goodness, you're my stun guy.
Yeah.
It would definitely behoove me to get in there and figure it out.
I don't know if we'll get to it, but I've had some heartbreaking ordeals catching rare Pokemon and then seeing that they have a nature that is detrimental to their best stat.
Oh.
And I'm saying, sorry, bud, I need a better one.
But are you going to go back and
For the
try
first
to
time
get
in my
another
Jones?
better one?
Yeah, I spent 2 hours catching one Pokemon. I don't think it was pretty deep in the game. I don't think we'll get into this episode, but just a teaser of what's to come. There's some nasty stuff out there.
Anything else? Specifically in the gameplay department?
Yeah, of new things there. No, I guess that's it, Jones. Oh, you know what I love? You catch a 7th Pokemon, it's like, hey, do you want this in your party or do you want to send it to a box?
Yeah, again, that's the conditional menu options.
Love that.
It's like, oh, you're in this particular situation on this screen. Here's all the places you can go.
Yeah, put him in my party. I want this guy in my party.
But again,
right
even
now,
if you're like, yeah, put him in, put him in my party, and they're like, okay, who do you want him to replace? And you're like, no, never mind. And they're like, okay, send him in a box. Okay.
Oh.
Again, it's just like doesn't matter. It's not like, oh, well, now you got to back out and figure out all this stuff. It's like, no, at any point in the journey, you got all these different roads you can take. And
yeah.
It's smart.
I mean, I guess this might be a story thing, but what do you think of Z moves?
I think they're cool. One thing that really took me by surprise was the opening sequence. If you just like turn on the game and leave it there,
I've not even looked at that
It's
yet.
epic as hell, and it's
man, I gotta look at that.
There's this one part like near the end, where it's like dun 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 dun, and it's like oh boy, that's crashing, rah! And this is one shot of Pikachu just like doing the Z move.
Oh, cool.
And it's like, okay, I get it. Like maybe gameplay wise, it for like the experienced Pokemon trainer, it's not like, oh, this is the thing I've been waiting for to finally give me that last little push over the cliff that I need in battles. They're just flashy as hell. They're just they're big. They're summons of Pokemon.
They're
basically,
summons, absolutely.
And so I think it was worth it to have that shot of Pikachu just come like a cannonball. I'm like flying towards an enemy, to put that in the intro and be like, whoa! I haven't played Pokemon for a couple of years, but look at that. That was crazy. So yeah, haven't used one. I just had it explained to me, but am not that experienced with the Z moves.
Yeah.
But I can give you more specifics on my progress.
So let's move on to the story
and
part?
go through this as quickly as we possibly can.
Okay, yeah, because we're probably already at an hour,
we're about an hour, but yeah, we've definitely talked a lot.
Okay.
So we already talked about the intro, cinematic.
Yeah.
We meet this girl, Lily, yeah, that's right. And her Ebby.
Oh, hold on. It has something to do with
I wrote it down.
Nebulous, yeah.
We meet Nebby. It's funny because I'm seeing like memes and stuff like that people are creating for
don't
these
do
characters.
that.
And
Oh God, this is why I got off Twitter, man.
I don't
want to see. I
haven't spoiled anything yet,
All right.
but so I'm like, I get that joke.
Ugh.
I'm playing that Pokemon game and I understand that joke.
All right.
I can't believe how.
No. Yes, sorry. She does call him Nebby, and his type is Cosmog, because she also says my Cosmog sometimes too.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Just for the record.
Yeah. I was just getting that straight in my own mind.
My mom is really into Pokemon. In Red, I went to talk to my mom, and she was really supportive.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, you can go out, and if you come back here, I'll heal you." And that's it. That's our relationship.
Yeah.
And this mom's like, "You get out there, and you get me some Pokemon."
Yeah. And
when you're done, like when you get your starter, he's like, "Why don't you run it home? Show that to your mom." And I'm like, "I bet she'll really be excited."
Yeah. And I love that she's never gonna finish that house. My prediction, Jones, is we're gonna finish this game and it will still not be unpacked. I love that attitude about her too. You know.
But he's casual, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just on vacation.
I'll get to it.
Deal, yeah.
Yeah.
Wii U in my bedroom, nice.
Oh yeah.
Meowth as a family pet was fun. Do we have pet in Red? Was there a Pokemon just hanging around?
Not in our house.
Yeah, I remember that being cool, going to another house and seeing like Pokemon just chilling there.
Do you remember what was on TV in your bedroom?
Stand By Me.
Yeah. Isn't that a funny, dumb reference to keep going? Like, why Stand By Me?
Wait, Stand By Me's in Sun? Wait.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. If you go to your TV in your room, Stand By Me is still on.
Oh, wow.
It's like just 4 kids walking down a railroad track. It's like this. Yeah.
Has Stand By Me been in the other Pokemon games too, or just?
I really think
it just happens to be in the 2 Pokemon games that I've played.
Yeah, I don't remember if they stuck
circle.
with the Stand By Me reference this whole time. I don't think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if Will Wheaton plays Pokemon. I mention Kanto, which I'm familiar with that title. I'm familiar with the Kanto region.
Yeah, that's where we're from.
I've heard it explained before. Yeah. Is that addressing a particular game, or is that kind of like
Red and Blue? It's Kanto.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. So yeah, it's just so weird that this would be the.
I think
the timing is right.
They know that everyone loves Red and Blue. Honestly, I think they know that. So like, hey, we're transporting you from Red and Blue to here.
And that's like, I wonder if there's anybody that watches this show or anybody that's communicating with you on social media that like resents me a little bit because they're like, oh, you missed out on all the dumb games, or not dumb games. I'm sure like some of those were really fun.
Yeah.
Specifically ones that people, Silver, I get, Gold and Silver, I get all the time. They're like, oh, you gotta play Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
But that there's so many connections to Red and Blue. There's so many improvements.
It's like you missed nothing.
I mean, I do feel like I missed a lot, but it's just funny how everything is lining up for this experience. I'm saved by Kapu Koko, and I'm given the Sparkling Stone. And then I meet the Kahuna.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing. I mean, there's not only are they into Pokemon, there's whole rituals, man. There's a whole thing. The Pokemon are absolutely every facet of life. Pokemon are building things. Pokemon are helping with chores. Pokemon is, almost like factor into a religion with these people.
Yeah.
And I meet this guy, and it's just, it's just like everyone is so likable. My mom is so likable, and then they're like, "Oh, you got to meet this Kahuna." I mean, what's her name with the Pokemon that won't stay in the bag is a little bit of annoying because she's like constantly getting herself in harm's way. But
yeah,
if I got to go into a cave and save you one more time. But I just love like how chill he is, and especially later in the game when you see like Tauros, and like how they're blocking things and how he's just like, oh, I gotta deal with these Tauros.
He's like, why don't you come up and pet this thing? Yeah, I like that.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
But I just absolutely love everybody that I'm meeting, and then he tells me to pick a starter Pokemon.
Yes.
So need a little context for this.
Okay.
So I save a picture of the 3 of them. Don't really pay it of the 3 starters a long time ago. And
got you.
And I'm not paying attention to it too much as far as figuring out like what type they are, what element they are, what animal they're supposed to be. But I will not. People will not shut up about this owl. People will not shut up about Rowlet. It's just over and over and over. I hear, oh my god, this is the best. Oh my god, look at him, he's so cute, little bow tie. He's the first one on there. It's a big deal that there's a Leaf, and I'm like, I don't know, Leaf. I'm not really feeling Leaf. And then Kyle jumps in the bandwagon because I'm still reviewing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I'm still wrapping up other projects. And so Kyle, gets into the game before I do, and then sends me a text, worried, because he expects me, after favoriting Charizard, that I would pick Litten.
Yeah.
And
I said, Jones, I picked Litten.
Right.
I didn't mean to.
Right.
I was coming in, probably getting a Rowlet. And then that moment arrived. I saw them lined up, and he says, you were choosing a Pokemon, but it also has to choose you.
Right.
And I said, oh my God, I gotta pick that cat.
And it's a really interesting moment. I don't know if I'm like, talking it up too much, that is a weird, and they're all staring at you. I'm like, whoa, this is for real. You know, like and it's funny because like I thought there was gonna be way more build up for it, but he was just like, here they are, pick one. I'm like,
yeah.
Are you tell me anything more? I mean, should I know? And it's like, what more do you need to know? Look at him. I got a surprise for you, Kyle, and I got a surprise for you at home. I go in and I'm like, okay, well, Rowlet's Mr. Popular, and Litten, of course, Kyle picked, and nobody's really talking about that water Pokemon. But you know what's unfortunate? It's unfortunate there's not a dog type. Because I'm a fan of dogs. I got the Soph.
Yeah, we got Soph. Yeah.
My admiration for dogs is growing year after year as I live with Sophie. And I got my mom, who's extremely excited about me getting a Pokemon.
Yeah.
We got the Meowth. And so she's sending me out, go get yourself a Pokemon and bring it home, and we'll have like another pet around here. So I was like, okay. And I'm like, let me just switch to this Poplio character. I wonder what that's based on. And Poplio said Bork.
Yep.
And I fell in love.
Wow, from the Bork.
I was like, oh, you're like a dog seal.
Well, like a sea lion.
It's I definitely get dog.
Oh, you're right.
qualities.
It's a seal too. It's like a dog.
I mean,
seal. You're right, because it has ears.
It's bark with the W in it. Yeah.
Sure.
So I grabbed Poplio.
Wow.
And Amanda, my better half, is also playing Pokemon Moon,
which is crazy.
And
That's
she grabbed
crazy.
Rowlet. So,
whoa.
So it's kind of fun.
Great.
The two people closest to me that are playing Pokemon, we all have different types.
Yeah.
So, and of course, if you went out beforehand and selected whatever part of the triangle of elements that you wanted to select, of course I'm going to pick the one that is strong to you. That felt good.
Yep.
So when I approach my rival or my friend, Hal, like he's like, I got Litten, let's fight. I'm like, yeah, let's fight, let's do it. I mean,
love Hal.
He's always going to have one that
is weak to you.
Right?
So he's the anti-rival.
Yeah, I mean we can get into him. Actually that's the next thing
because that happens right after you pick your Pokemon.
Yeah, another grandson.
By the way, I love the cutscene. The camera like pulls over your shoulder as you lift up the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh God, and that suspense of whether it's going to come to you or not. Man, what a moment. That's so good.
So I don't know what to think because I got Kyle in Pokemon Red.
Yep.
Tons of attitude.
Yeah.
Smell you later. You got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Confident in every match, even though I beat him almost every time. And again, just playing onto the theme of just everybody being the happiest person in the world, and why not? We're all on vacation.
Yeah.
And Hal's just like, I hope I beat you. Let's do it. And then I beat him. He's like, I guess I got a lot to learn. You're awesome. I think he says your Pokemon's awesome like 10 times.
Yeah.
Just like, who are the bad guys? Like, what's obviously I want to collect all the Pokemon. That's gonna be my main goal here. But really surprised how he's a friend. I'm kind of nervous actually to see if like something happens to him or like he becomes a cyborg and it gets evil or something. I don't know.
Because he's so good, that's your fear. Like,
yeah, we get really close together,
okay,
and then like something bad happens, and
I honestly think Hal's about good vibes.
Yeah,
yeah.
Everybody, this Pokemon Sun and Moon is about good vibes. And then so I'm basically through the intro now. Now I'm catching Pokemon. Is Picky Peck everybody's first?
I caught Picky Peck first.
I caught a Picky
my
Peck
first encounter.
Well.
Oh, do you want to know what I named my Litten?
Oh sure, yeah.
I named my Litten Bravest.
Okay.
I don't know. I just saw greatness coming out of this thing, so I named it Bravest.
Wow.
Yeah, what'd you name yours?
It's got a lot to live up to. My Poplio is named Gao.
Gao.
G-O-W. And this is a personal Jones name, but it is Sophie related. So if people at home are fans of Sophie, you will appreciate this. Very soon after we got Sophie, Amanda and I were doing something, and I think Sophie wanted to go for a walk, or she had to go outside, or she wanted our attention, or something like that. And she growled at us, but it sounded like this. She went. We were like, what? Like she said a sentence of like dog sounds. And I was like, did you just say gow gow to me? And so like we call that gowing. We're just like, she's about to gow, and she like just, she'll just like try to make random words happen.
That's a good name.
So I'm like, well, I can't pick Sophie because that's a Growlithe. If I get a Growlithe in the game, I want to name it Sophie. But I was like, oh, that's a dog related thing. It's something that's personal to me.
Yeah.
I like when he's like, go Gow, and throws Gow out. I think just in general, Gow is a good Pokemon game.
I like that.
Pokemon name. So I got my Poplio Gow. I catch a Pick-a-Peck, and I name it Woody, which is not creative at all.
So I named mine Mini Beak as like a you suck. I named mine Mini Beak as you're not gonna be my party for long. I never keep the bird Pokemon.
Okay.
I got really attached to this thing.
It's cute.
And not only that, it's not good. It's bad in fights. And so normally to me, when a Pokemon is bad in fights, that indicates that it will become great through evolution. And so I stuck with Mini Beak. We might talk more about Mini Beak later on, but I love that little guy. I really like it. I like its design. And you know what it has really early on is Rock Smash. And that's when I was really intrigued by this thing.
Yeah, there's lots of mixed types. And I don't know if that's something that's become more common in later Pokemon games or... but that's an interesting challenge for me.
Yeah.
Like when Popplio, again, got the fairy attack. So Popplio does that... something mind or something. It's and again, factoring into just happy vibes all around. Popplio does a spin, throws its arms out, and this giant swirl of hearts just comes flying out. I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
So I love just like wrecking fools with a cyclone of love.
Yeah. I mean, fairy type's new. There's two new types. Have you seen them?
Right.
Have you seen these new types?
I wouldn't know if I have. It's all new to me.
Dark and Steel.
I got dark. I have things that have dark attacks. Yeah. I haven't seen steel yet though.
Okay.
Okay.
Magnemite Steel.
Ooh, okay.
Some old Pokemon retroactively got new typings.
Yeah, Magnemite in my party right now.
Oh, you got Steel type, man.
Yeah.
You got some.
Sweet.
Yeah, and so those are basically there, Jones, to counteract how overpowered Psychic was in Red and Blue.
Okay.
So Dark's great against Psychic, and Steel's great against Psychic.
I don't want to rush this, guys, but I got a big page of stuff to go through.
Okay, all right,
so much new stuff.
Yeah.
I can now feed Pokemon beans.
Yeah.
Does different colored beans mean anything?
I don't know, Jones.
I don't want to do
They don't
say it at all.
Yeah.
So I'm like, a red one, like delicious.
Yeah.
I'm like, a yellow one, great.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And they're like, I kind of liked it. And it also, the idea of just like cleaning them after every battle, like every other battle, it got too much for me. At first, I was doing it. I was like, let me brush that dust off.
The thing about that is, one, I haven't seen. There was like one time I was going in Popplio. They said some like flavor text, and it's like, Popplio's not really excited about this battle. And I was like, whatever. I don't get it. It's like, it's not. I'm 22 and this is 8, so it's fine. You know, like I'm not that little edge. I don't necessarily need.
Yeah.
Which again, when you're talking about, you know, these stat advantages that you're looking for, they're not going to break my heart. It's you know, I might lose every match to you that we battle. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
As long as I'm having fun.
You're not going to have fun.
Okay. Fighting you.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a good time. I catch a Caterpie. I name it Alan, after Mr. Alan Rickman. He's the caterpillar in the Alice in Wonderland films. Same thing I named it before.
Yep. Why, though? To me, I saw a Caterpie and I said, no way, bud. I'm in a new game. I want a new Pokemon.
You're not going to catch it?
I didn't catch it. I don't want that thing. That's old.
Just to have?
Not even to have.
Just to fill out the decks?
I don't want you in my box.
When you got your two different Pokedexes.
Yeah.
I don't know if they... Pokedex is alive. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. But
oh my god,
they didn't have the specifications, but I really like that, considering it's like they're the islands. So you know, like, oh, I need more from that island. I'm missing. I don't have 100% there. The thing I'm missing is on that island. I'll go get it.
Yeah. X and Y did like 3 different regions. They split up their Pokedex within. Yeah, but I like the islands. It's nice and simple, to be honest.
I fight my first wild trainer, who is not How. Youngster Jimmy.
Gotta be a youngster.
And he's got Eradicate. I'm gonna beat him up.
I'm gonna say Raticate.
Raticate?
Like Eradicate.
Ah, okay. It's important. Yeah, it's important.
Wait, he has Eradicate?
Yeah.
Not a Rattata? Are you sure it's Eradicate?
Oh yeah, you're right. No, it is a Rattata. That's right.
Okay, but there's something unusual about that Rattata, right?
What, he looks different, or
standing on his hind legs? His
like
color
a
is
mustache
black.
now?
He's got a mustache.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
He's an Alolan variation of a Rattata.
Oh, okay.
These islands have versions of Pokemon from Red and Blue who are different in this world.
Excellent.
Have you seen a Meowth?
Yeah. Well, there's one in the house, and I've caught one.
Your Meowth is different, man.
I mean, different, dude. The last Meowth I saw was black and white.
I know, that's so
and
crazy.
Had like 40 pixels
Yeah.
making it. So like, yeah, they're all different.
Oh man.
And I can't tell if, because the Growlithe looks like a Growlithe. Like that looks like the Growlithe that I'm familiar with.
I love these Alolan Pokemon. I have one in my party. Wait till you see this thing.
Cool.
Okay. I love this idea. I love the idea, Jones, that like if a Pokemon grows up here, it'll be different. Like that kind of happens in real life.
Well, squirrels. I mean, like
Yeah.
you think, like, yeah, squirrel's a squirrel. It's like,
Yeah.
no, they're very different colored tails, different color, different, types of nuts that they eat, stuff that they forage for.
Yeah.
Then I have an official match with How, the festival. And we get back.
Oh, the
everybody's
festival,
watching.
yeah.
We gear up for the festival match, and How throws out a Pichu. Never seen one of those before.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. And because I had my Pikachu and then a Raichu and then that was it. So now I have a beginning evolution.
Yes.
This cute little dude. And now that I see that model, it's like, yeah, I've seen you before. I've seen that thing. I just didn't realize. I just thought that was like another artist's interpretation of a Pikachu. I didn't know that was the original evolution or the original the starter state.
Yeah, exactly. So Jones, in Gold and Silver, they had something called Baby Pokemon, which I did not approve of. Basically, it's there's a really weak pre-evolutions of Pokemon that already existed. Are you excited about that? I'm like, no. The way it evolves, Jones, is through happiness. Talking about beans. Beans make a Pokemon happy. Winning battles makes a Pokemon happy. Eventually, the things that it says, the flavor text will be like, Pichu's so stoked to be playing with you. So then it'll evolve. And once it's happy enough, a baby Pokemon will evolve into an actual Pokemon.
I will say, two things I will say about, I guess we can just skip that part when we get to it, but like about the cleaning and everything, I'll be way more into it once I really solidify a party.
Yeah.
Like once I know like this is my 6, like then I will, very happily like feed stuff.
Why?
Because I'm more invested in these. Like it's not like I'm gonna trade you out for something tomorrow because I need to catch a bunch more stuff.
Yeah.
But once I know, like, nope, I'm really into like obviously Poplio. It's like I love that. I do like the elemental stuff. I do like the idea because I didn't spend a lot of time healing stuff or like with the stylus. And of course Amanda's way into it, and like she starts out and she has the Rowlet in her first battle, and her first battle goes up against Poplio.
Yeah.
And she beats him, and then she goes, and I'm like, oh, is he like sweating or is he nervous? And she's like, no, he's wet because Poplio made him wet.
And then
like,
you use the hairdryer.
Oh, like I like that. I like that specifically like how you got fought. So I think one of my favorites was I took out a Diglett with my Growlithe, and Growlithe had like mud all over him, and I'm just like I like that aesthetic. I like that it's not just a general like get stuff off you. It's like no, it's electricity or it's
also if they're poisoned,
or
you can unpoison them.
Yeah.
Without using an item.
So
That's
it's nice
great.
it's nice to do that right away. And just, strangely aesthetically pleasing just to see the little beats of electricity go down and down and down. And boop, yay.
And what's cool is like if you have a Pikachu and you're like petting it, if you touch its cheeks, your hands get hurt from the electricity.
Magnemite likes you to touch one side, but not the other.
Oh, cool.
Like freak out. That's cool. What's the Wingull doesn't like the extremities of the wings. If you touch the wings right close to its body, it likes that, but you get it doesn't like it.
How funny is that? They did that for all of these 700 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird.
So again, like one of the things I really liked about Red is that they all have their own specific calls, which you can manually do now when you catch them. I love that when they're just like on the top screen, and after you've caught one, you can like rotate it around and like do an action, and it'll do different attacks and. Not like you're like, audition for me, Pokemon. It's like, oh, I don't like your action. Get out of here.
And they're great character models, too.
Yeah,
crazy.
Everything in this game looks great.
Yeah.
Fought youngster Kevin, who had a Grubbin. So now I'm wondering, as I'm fighting trainers and they're throwing weird stuff out that I don't see, is that all the moon stuff? Do you got Grubbins running around your world? And I do.
Don't? You can totally get a Grubbin.
Okay.
Here's what you should do. You go to your Pokedex. You go to your Grubbin. You click area. And it'll show you on the map where you can find Grubbins.
Oh, in the Pocket, yeah. Okay, I have not done that yet.
Yeah,
cool. I will definitely do that when I'm done with this island. When they're like, you should go to that next island, I'll be like, yeah, next week.
Yeah. I can relate.
That's time to get serious.
Yeah.
And again, just for context, I am reviewing this video game. I don't know when. I don't know when I will finish this.
Probably 2017 at this rate, Jones.
So just know that this puppy ain't getting scored.
Yep.
This Poplio ain't getting scored until I'm good and ready. Taurus is blocking the street. Typical.
Can't go that way.
Can't go that way. I'm given a living Pokedex, the Rotom.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, what is this? Why?
Well, if you have a Magnemite, then it makes sense that you...
It can talk to you, though. It can speak English.
I mean, it's a special Pokemon.
Ugh, all right. It's one of the things, Jones, I had to shrug and keep going with. It blinks. It's blinking on that bottom screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you tap its size.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll talk about things. Bzz, I have something to say about the thing you just did.
Yeah, and he's kind of got an attitude. Like, at least he says something. He'll be like, "Hey, big boy, what are you up to?" Yeah, he's weird, but that's all right.
But again, it's hard for me to hate anything in this game because everybody around me is so excited about it. I think Hal's like there when you get it, and he's like, "Dude, that's an amazing one."
I wish I had that.
Later, I get like an upgrade for it, and he's like, "Oh my god, look at the thing you just got!" I was like, I was already excited about it, but you just made me more excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take all the help I can get. I get my Island Challenge Amulet. I'm on the Island Challenge now.
Yeah. I think it's just equivalent to having badges on your vest. I think that's what that is, the amulet.
Should I mention things that I'm catching? Should I just rattle off every Pokemon I have right now? Do you care so much?
I think you should mention the ones that you really like and the ones that made it into your party. That's basically what I took notes on.
Oh, okay. You don't want to get the... Should I maybe just do the new names?
Like, I did catch a Grubbin.
Okay.
And I named it. Ooh, I caught it pretty late, I guess. What'd I name that little guy? Get back to me on that one.
I got my Pikipek named Woody, my Caterpie Alan, my Slowpoke named Caboose, and it didn't catch a Slowpoke in red. I've caught one since in Pokemon Go.
You know I love Caboose. That's such a good name.
I grabbed a Wingull named Scuttle. You know what Scuttle's from?
Scuttle's from the Little Mermaid.
There you go. I wrote down Raticate, but it's not Raticate. I got a Rattata named Nasher from Red. I got a Magnemite named Magnus, which is one of Magneto's names. I got my Grimer named Sly after Sly Sludge from Captain Planet. Got my Meowth named Norbert.
All right, so Grimer's Alolan. Grimer's weird colors. So all of us who have seen Grimer in color this entire time are used to a purple Grimer, all purple. This one's like dark green, got like a weird little yellow on him. Yeah, it's cool.
Got my Pichu named Sparky.
Yep.
I had to check. I was like, okay, can I name this Sparky? Because I'm not even sure what type of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's Pikachu. Got my young Goose named Snapper. He looked like he likes to snap. Got my Drowsy named Dozer.
Great.
My Spearow named Choco. Growlithe Sophie. Zubat Kirk. Diglett Graboid. These are all old names.
Yep.
My Delibird. You seen one of these dudes?
Yeah, I've seen Delibird.
I don't know what to make of this. Is a little Santa Claus looking bird, so I named him Kringle.
Yeah, I named mine Beak Santa. For the same reasons. It's like that thing's Santa. That thing is Santa. And Jones, here's the weirdest thing. Its bag is apparently like part of it. Like that's not a cloth bag. It's like its tail. How creepy is that thing?
Presents.
Yeah. And it has a move that like can hurt you but also can heal you.
Oh, crazy.
When it throws a present at you. Yeah, that's a weird Pokemon.
It is indeed a weird Pokemon, Kyle. I got the Cutie Fly, which I named Zipper from Rescue Rangers.
Great.
Ghastly,
nice.
Casper, and the last thing I caught, an Oricorio, which I named Buffy, because it's a cheerleader, as is Buffy.
Oh, wow.
And my party is currently Poplio, Caterpie, Slowpoke, Magnemite, Growlithe, and Ghastly.
Whoa.
Ghastly, I want to level up. I want to evolve him, see what happens, see where the Ghastlies are at. Because
What do you mean? You know what it evolves into?
I know what it evolves into, but then what abilities does it have? Like, I never really got a lot farther with my I don't think my Ghastly ever evolved in Red.
Got it.
So I'm looking forward to leveling that up.
Yes, it did. Yes.
It did?
You had Haunter. You had Grimgrin.
I had Grimgrin, but I caught Grimgrin.
Oh,
My Ghastly was Casper, my Haunter was Grimgrin.
Got it.
And probably going to get rid of my Slowpoke Caboose. Because my Caterpie, this didn't really happen in any specific moment, my Caterpie is fully evolved. My Caterpie is a Butterfree.
Yeah.
And my Butterfree is awesome. It has stun powder, sleep powder, poison powder, and paralyze.
Great.
Like all 4 abilities are just
but none of those really do damage. They all just kind of debuff.
So it's like that's if I'm going into a fight or like a trainer battle I care about, that's the first thing I bring out.
Sure.
And it either poisons or I'm really into poisoning things now if I want to try to catch them, unless if I can't put it to sleep.
Your party is a little disappointing to me, Jones, in that it's mostly red and blue Pokemon.
Yeah, this is a very these are the Pokemon I grabbed going out the door. You know, like this is not Poplio is definitely going to be in there. Growlithe is my only fire Pokemon right now, so I definitely want Growlithe in there. I mean, my Caterpie just really wanted to evolve. So
It took me a long time at the beginning to find Pokemon. Again, I saw a lot of old ones, and so I'm like, I don't really know if I'm into you dudes. And so for a long time, it's really, for me, just was the Litten and I don't remember the name, Minibeak, the Pikipek.
Okay.
It was really just those two for me, because I kind of the same thing you have, like, I don't know if you're keepers. And so, yeah, for me, it was just those two and raising them up and getting my Pikipek to be pretty cool.
My other 2 evolutions were my Pikipek, which I actually didn't write a note down, which is interesting. I wonder if I captured footage of it. That's unfortunate.
Trumbeak.
Trumbeak, yeah.
My first evolution. My first ever, like, oh, wow, look at these cool new evolution graphics was Trumbeak.
Definitely a more formidable looking bird.
And at that point, I said, I made a mistake with this name. This thing is not a Minibeak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that. I don't know. I kind of like giving something a name knowing full well by the time this evolves into its final evolution will be way more badass than this name suggests.
I don't know what I was thinking. For some reaon, I thought this thing's always going to have a mini beak. I never thought it would be in my party for long, and boy, do I
Played
love
enough
it.
Pokemon games, Kyle. You should know better.
Yep.
And my Poplio evolved into a Brion.
Brion is the name of that thing.
The Brion is the second one. I know there's gender, with Pokemon, but this is definitely more of a female Pokemon. This is definitely, it looks like it's wearing a dress.
You want to know what's effed up?
What's effed up?
So with starter Pokemon, 85% chance male, 15% chance female.
That's effed up.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And like random Pokemon are generally 50-50. Sometimes they'll play around with that. But for starters, it's 85-15. It ain't right.
It's weird. I wonder why. So we can skip stuff I caught. We can skip evolutions. I won't write those down in progression, so we can fly through this faster.
Okay.
I get my Rotom. I got my Island Challenge Amulet. I try to catch a Rattata. I knock it out accidentally. Alan evolves in a Metapod. I'm happy about it. Visit my first Pokemon Center. Stop by the school. Talk to all the students.
Okay. Love the school, by the way.
Somebody tweeted something at me, a picture from the school, which I was glad wasn't like a lot farther than I had gotten.
Yeah.
But they ask like, what happens to all the Pokeballs that don't catch the Pokemon that they break out of?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
Good question.
I didn't really think about that. Yeah. Maybe my answer is they're destroyed. Literally, like coming out of it, just it explodes into a billion pieces.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of energy to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like that's different, because again, you see like the ball come out in red, and then there's Pokemon, but now you got like a little lightning blast. This little thing that opens up, and a little like bolt of lightning comes out, and then the guy comes out of that. One of the things that cracks me up is whenever something faints, it'll like, and then it'll go back into the Pokeball right away.
Yeah.
And it's almost kind of like the trainer's like, hey, all right, get back. You know, like it can see it's about to like face, like just
before it hits
collapse on the ground. Like,
yeah.
Like the first sign you can tell of it just kind of like starting to tip over.
I like the faint animations.
It's weird when stuff faints in the wild, it shrinks. It's like the game is so impressive graphically, and it's like you could just have it like fall
why does
over.
it shrink? Yeah, that's weird.
It like becomes
Yeah.
molecule size, I guess. I don't know. What's the lore behind that?
You know what's something cool about that school? That top floor where there's the guy in his gi and says like, I can't let you into this room until you're a good fighter.
Yeah.
Still can't get in that room.
Cool.
I assume we have to beat the game to go into the top level of the elementary school.
And I like at different points meeting, like talking to an NPC and being like, hey, do you want to fight? And they're like, not yet.
Yeah.
Go fight those other people and then come back.
I like it, yeah.
So yeah, that's a nice setup. Alan evolved in a Butterfree. That was fast. And it stopped in the Festival Plaza very briefly. Obviously, if I'm reviewing this game, I need to know all about what's going on
boy, do
there.
I hate that Festival Plaza.
Why? Yeah, why should I?
Ugh.
Even on paper, why should I like the Festival Plaza?
When I talk about base stats, it's a way that you could eventually boost your base stats, but like, no.
I mean, context-wise, it's weird that I can just go there anytime.
Yeah,
Is this in
I
my
think it's digital.
Imagination, or?
Yeah, I think it's like a digital realm that you're
so
going
I'm playing the Rotom right now, and I'm
Yeah.
moving a character around. Okay.
Yeah.
You still got kids playing their 3DSs, being like, yeah, Pokemon's fun.
Yeah, I'm trading. Yeah, that's
I
weird.
bumped into one of them. Caught a bunch of stuff. Fought Rising Star Joseph, who had a Grimer. First time I saw the Grimer.
Oh, you fought him because you beat everybody in the school.
He was the guy. He was the guy in the court. Everybody, of course, is like, I'm so great. And then they have one Pokemon. I'm like, get out of here. But I get, that's just it. You gotta have kids, new players. They gotta play it too. Fought Teacher Emily, who had a Magnemite and a Meowth.
I remember that fight being pretty tricky.
Oh, okay.
She was prepared.
She tougher. Yeah, that was definitely the toughest fight.
Yeah.
Up until that point. Yeah, I don't recall any crazy strategies.
Took her down.
Took her down. Tamed the wild Tauros and made it to Holy City.
Let me ask you something, actually. So a Magnemite's showing up. Who in your party do you have go up against the Magnemite?
Poplio's weak.
Yeah.
To that, right?
Yeah.
But Poplio's fairy as well. So like.
Oh, and Fairy's getting steel. Were you doing?
It's not like super effective, but
you were hurting. Okay,
yeah, I think
cool.
So. That when I got that fairy attack, I was like, oh, look at that. We'll try that out. And like, whoa, that does way more damage than. That thing hits real hard. It's nice. And attacks multiple targets too, which helps. I took my first picture of a Pokemon, a Pikachu.
Isn't that weird?
On a little bridge.
I really like.
I don't know
that
how to
routine.
zoom. How do you zoom?
You have to earn it.
Wow. Okay.
You have to. It's so stupid.
Because I didn't know how to do it, and then in the intro cutscene, if you just sit and watch it, like they like zoom in and they're taking pictures of stuff. I was like, whoa, I give.
So yeah.
Because I want that sweet zoom footage.
You need a certain amount of thumbs ups And you can just keep,
on the pictures that you take.
Yeah, you need a certain amount of likes.
Okay.
You know what's weird about that, Jones? Only thing in the game that's 3D. If you turn up your 3D slider, that's so weird.
Which is weird because in the capture unit that we do, the screens move around. So I didn't notice that in today. That like, whoops, that is unusable in the review because
unusable footage.
It's split 50-50.
Yeah. Stupid feature anyway, really, just kind of a silly thing. I like it.
Stupid feature. No,
it's stupid, right? Like it's totally ancillary. There's no reason for it to be there.
What's that Pikachu do back there?
Yeah. It's kind of adds to the world, though. I like it.
Bought new clothes at the store. Changed the color of my hair. Love it.
Oh,
weird that you get color options you don't get when you create your character.
Yeah. Well, you're just a boy, 11 years old at your own.
Yeah.
You're in a Lola now.
I don't even know what brown hair is until
you're out on your adventure.
Lola.
Yeah.
Now I can come into my own. Tried to catch a young goose, knocked it out. Gao evolved into Brion. Very excited about that. Met Team Skull.
Yes.
So here comes Team Skull.
Yeah.
Rapping. Lots of attitude.
Okay, so it's hard to remember what my first impressions of them were, but I was disappointed.
I'm a little disappointed too. I'm disappointed that, and again, spoilers, moving a little farther ahead, that you bump into them again. They're like, "Oh, we're the same two guys." And it's like, "Oh,
yeah.
You don't have like a team?"
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bump into like two other guys, and like they're gonna have a different attitude, and yeah, they remind me of like the two dorks from Power Rangers. You know, it's like I'm not afraid of you.
So exactly, Jones. So leading up, like that second or third time, I started getting the impression that maybe these guys are red herrings. I still haven't proven or disproven that theory. 35 hours in the game.
That's the thing is I'm like 5 hours in. I'm just like, is there a bad guy in this?
Yeah.
And then I saw somewhere blah 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 talking the internet blah blah Team Skull. And I saw like, oh okay. Or I think Sean, my trainer, was like, have you faced Team Skull yet? I'm like, no.
Yeah. No, those rappers are Team Skull.
Right.
Yeah. And so
they are the entirety of Team Skull.
Oh no, they're not. They're not the entirety of Team Skull.
All right.
But basically, every game since then, Jones, has had a team this.
Yeah. Okay.
Team Magma, Team Aqua.
Okay.
Team Plasma. It's just every game's had a team something. And I think Team Skull, I'm hoping, is an interesting twist on our expectations of, oh, the team is evil.
Well, they're tryhards. Their name's Team Skull. They're all black.
They're rhyming, they're rapping.
They look identical.
Yep.
They're dumb.
Yep.
Not that hard. So yeah, kind of waiting for... They like help you almost with that first test, because they like... When you go in to do her challenge and you're like digging through the little... holes to get to the young goose.
Oh, they kind of do. They smoke them out for you.
Yeah, they like help you. It's like,
Yep.
come on, guys. So again, yeah, I would like, again, if this is truly an evolved Pokemon adventure, scare me. Show, like I wanted that in Red. I got a little bit of it. I would love going up against. I would love to just have one of these sit downs and be like, okay, we need to jump directly to this fight because oh my god, I was so intimidated. Has not happened. Hope it does.
No comments. Nobody do anything like that. Don't ruin that for us.
Okay. Challenged Captain Alima. Again, a little bit tougher than some other people, but tamed the second Tauros, made it to Route 2. Fought Beauty Crystal, who had a Ghastly. Pumped Ghastlies are in this game. Definitely want to catch one of those. Tried to catch a Makuhita, but I knocked it out. Have not seen one since. Beat up Team Skull again. They dropped a Drowsy on me. They were picking on a guy, picking beans. Ain't right.
Yep. Oh, there's just that farmer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one of the, I don't remember the name of it,
I think
the Santa Claus.
Berries, actually.
Delibird.
The
Delibird's like, hey, just go in here.
Yeah.
Come on. Help this guy out.
Yeah.
Interesting Pokemon pointing.
And then you go in that house
direction.
and it's all just full of Delibirds.
Yeah.
I think one of them gives you an item, but the other one's just like, quack, quack, quack.
Oh, I didn't get that item.
Oh, it's worth talking to him,
yeah. Because I'm not that much farther. We're about to wrap this up. Fought Backpacker Ashley, who had a Cottony.
Weird.
Haven't seen one of those. Fought Preschooler Malia, who had a Cutie Fly, which I eventually caught.
Yeah, you got a Cutie
Fly. And then I'm into Captain Alima's challenge, fighting Young Goose, Gumshoes, and Team Skull. Not that intimidating. I finished up that challenge.
So you completed that challenge, and then you got, because we talked about Z moves. So
I get my Zubat, my Diglett.
So what did you think of a Totem Pokemon?
He was cool. Is that the Gumshoe?
Yes.
Gumshoes?
Well, so in mine it was a giant Raticate.
Oh, okay. Or Rattata.
No, Raticate.
Oh.
Yeah.
So isn't Raticate the final evolution? Is Gumshoes the final evolution of Young Goose?
Young Goose, yeah.
Oh, so there's one in the middle there.
Oh, we didn't even talk about this? No, there's no one in the middle. Just 1, 2, done.
Okay.
I love that once you've registered a Pokemon, it shows the empty slots of their evolution.
Yes. Yeah. That's great too. That's a great touch.
I love that so much because sometimes it's just like, oh, it'll never evolve, and I'm like, okay, you're in the box then, because I need more than that. I need something more.
And I know I would imagine that some people would have their feathers ruffled by it being right there, super effective, non-effective, like after you have already fought something.
Too, yeah.
But I like it that it's the second time you fight it.
Yeah.
So like that first introduction fight is
you
great.
You don't know. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'll throw anything at it, Or like, I mean, obviously, if you've been playing these games forever, you have a little more of a picture of what you need.
But there's new Pokemon showing up, and you don't know what types they are just by eyeballing them.
I opened Route 3, learn about Z Power.
Yeah.
Get a nice demonstration of that. That like.
Yeah.
Little silly.
Oh yeah, it is. It's like
I don't know if I need.
Absolutely.
You need that. You can't. If I do this, it doesn't work. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
That's a little Power Rangers. A little silly.
It's about connecting with your Pokemon. They got to do silly stuff, so you have to connect.
You have to do something. It makes you a little more active than just doing that. I get it. Fought Rising Star Tatiana, who had a Petalil. I'm getting all sorts of things. Fought Rising Star Ian.
Oh, Ian.
Who had a Psyduck.
Yep.
Haven't seen any of these out in the wild. Did I see? I got a Mankey, Caesar. But I had him before.
Yep, great name.
We're close. Tried to catch a Delibird, knocked it out, then caught one.
Yeah.
Caught a Cutie Fly. Tried to catch a Smeargle, but knocked it out.
Ooh.
Smeargle.
Smeargle. Yeah.
Love that guy. Naming him Snoopy whenever I get him. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Got in a fight with an Abra, but it took off.
Yeah, it always will.
And the Abra was weird because things aren't like animated in red. Like you just kind of get that pattern, and then when they do an attack, or you just see like the image, and then when they get an attack, they do something. So like having him kind of like chilling, like didn't seem that weird to me, but like it was weird going in the fight, and he's like eyes are closed, and he's just like,
yeah,
like whoa,
and he teleports, right?
Yeah, I was like, are you asleep? Like, can I just?
So the way to catch this is just to throw something at it immediately, a Pokeball at it.
Okay.
Immediately.
Abra, period. Like that's how Abra rolls in
battle. It will always teleport.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, good to know.
If you have a quick ball, use it.
Went to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Happiest graveyard ever.
Yeah.
Everyone's respectful. They're chilling. You want to fight? Sure, it's fine.
Yeah.
It was during the day.
I do feel weird is picking up items from in front of graves that clearly people left because they care about that Pokemon or person. It's probably a person.
I wonder, every time they go back, they're like, somebody took that again. I'm going to replace it with something else.
New hyper pushing.
Fought got my Ghastly there, which makes sense.
Yep.
I was happy. Context. Fought Lass Isabella, who had a Miss Drevis.
Yeah.
Crazy. Don't have any of these. Route 3, look out for flying Pokemon. Got some nice fun.
Oh, yeah, the shadow.
Contextual things, Some and those, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't like I was like kind of near it and then it still attacked me. It was like, whoa, I had one like go right by me, and like obviously I'm not like scared of these things.
You want to fight. You want that experience.
I want to check out and see what those are.
Yeah.
But like the 8th time I'm going back through this area, and there's a long way you can go around.
I love that too.
Made it to a yellow meadow while looking for Lily and Nebby, and that's where I got my Oricorio.
And that's where we are right now, is in that yellow meadow.
And and then I fought Hao again, who had his Litten, of course, and now had a Pikachu.
Yeah.
His Pichu had evolved.
Obviously that thing's gonna love Hao.
And whooped him. I love Hao. He's good. He's a good buddy of mine, but he's gonna get beat every time.
Yeah, he knows it too.
And that's where I'm at.
Cool.
And that is my progress.
That's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I have much to add beyond where you are right now. I love the camera stuff. I love the game so much. The cave. Jones, you're like, okay, the first challenge is in a cave. You're like, oh, it's gonna suck, and it's beautiful. And it's just beautiful with the like lights beaming down into some greenery. Cool cave. Love that cave.
I like the duration of that challenge too. It wasn't like cave room and then cave room and then cave room and then the second floor and then cave room and then cave room. Just short and sweet.
And I loved that as opposed to just walking in and fighting a gym battle.
Sure.
And, I mean, you'll do more challenges. They get more and more varied, and that's just so interesting to me, as opposed to just like, you did the gym, get yourself a badge. And also, gyms, you missed this too, they got nuts. They got insane. They became strange, mechanical, huge rooms just based off some weird gimmick. Like, I like spider webs, so now I have a spider web room. It's just like... it got stupid. And so just to be in this cave, you know, it's just like a better boss room, and just to fight the totem Pokemon is a cooler boss fight than just another battle.
Pokemon themselves, I feel, are given a tremendous amount of status in this game. Like we have one that is protecting the one of them saves your life immediately,
and they love him
and chooses you.
Yeah,
you know, and like we were saying, when you pick the starter Pokemon, like it has to choose you as well. You know, like I feel like everybody, you know, and that's around me really looks up to these things. If there's a tourist standing in the street, you just don't go there. You just don't even get into that. You know, just respect the animal and let it, you know, respect the Pokemon. You know, someone will be along to tame it and get it out of the way. Do your shopping tomorrow. But yeah, I'm loving it. The only thing that is impeding me a little bit now, again, in Pokemon, Brandon plays Pokemon, it was the stress. You know, it was it being black and white and old and a little bit slow and not knowing, like, you know, where I'm going and learning new things about the series. Now the only thing that's bugging me out is I got to capture everything, because I'm getting B-roll for this show and I'm reviewing it.
Oh, you mean capture video footage?
Everything.
Yeah.
But I am capturing a lot of footage, so I am tethered to this machine.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it now. This thing sucks.
I mean, we're fortunate to have it. But and I'm also playing on the 3DS that is attached to it is the original, the smaller 3DS. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to Christmas break after I finish that first island, and then I can pop it into my bigger 3DS, my new 3DS.
So the review will be like first island and then everything else out of the review, right? Is that what you mean?
No, it means that once I am once I've gotten to a point where I'm leaving on vacation and I can't take that with me, I'm not going to do any story progress. I'm literally just going to level up Pokemon.
Oh, Jones, you don't need the whole story captured for the review.
But I don't know at any time when something super cool is going to happen that I'm going to want to talk about on the show and show like what happened to me. Like, oh, this was really great, or like this guy threw a crazy.
And it's not like you can load a save and go back to that point. Yeah, I hear you.
Because I imagine there's some people that are like, you know what, I don't really like that Pokemon, but you guys are great. You know, so like I would hope that there's some people watching the show that are not planning on playing Pokemon Sun or Moon. Yeah. So when I mention like I saw this weird Pokemon that I've never seen before. I don't know if it's in Moon. I don't know if I'm gonna be catching it later on. But look at it.
We're documenting it. Okay.
So that first time I catch a new thing, add it to my Pokedex, I want to capture it. First time I see a Pokemon, and of course, anytime I do some kind of story, you know, related thing, I want to get footage of it.
I forgot to mention one Pokemon I caught.
Nice.
A Pichu.
Nice.
I caught a Pichu. I named it Turtle.
Okay.
Hard to say why, but sometimes I'm just like turtle, and so you just type it in. For some reason, I really wanted another Pikachu in this game.
Yeah.
No, I know why. I know exactly why. I heard that there's no Alolan Raichu. Maybe somebody mentioned it. Maybe it was my friend who mentioned it. I can't remember how I heard of it.
So you can't just catch those. You got to catch a Pichu and.
Maybe there's a Alolan Raichu later on, but I'm like, oh my god, I got to see what that is. I was so excited about it. So yeah, I caught a Pichu.
So what if I want to collect all the Pokemon and I got to trade with you and you're like being super selective about the Pokemon that you're collecting?
I might not have what you need, man.
Well, come on, dude.
Oh no.
36 hours? You can't be bothered?
Just give me a list. Give me a list of Pokemon you need and I can catch them for you.
Well, that's let's move on to the other two things we're going to do in this episode.
Okay.
Which is we potentially trade if something pops up.
Yeah.
And we have ourselves a little duel. Of all of the things that I mentioned, is there anything jump out at you?
Oh no, I'm good, man. I'm good. My team is like what I want it to be. Stang. That's what I named my Grubbin.
Stang?
Stang.
S-T-A-N-G?
Yeah.
What are some Pokemon that you have that are clearly Moon Pokemon?
I have no idea.
You don't know, do you?
I don't even know what's exclusive.
Okay.
Do you have a Drifloon?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you have I got a lot of. Do you have a Bonsly?
No, but I think I faced someone that had that.
Okay. Yeah, Jones, I don't even know, I don't know, what's exclusive. I found some that are pretty rare. These are cool. These are all pretty cool. Oh my god. Jones, I got some good stuff for you, buddy. What if I just, give you that thing?
Well, but you can you? Because these are probably all higher level than me. Most of them.
Oh, I mean, yeah, once you do the first challenge, I think it said up to level 35.
Oh, okay.
My guys aren't even level 35 yet, you know what I mean? So, you're pretty set. You're good for a while.
Okay.
You know. I don't know. What do you want, Jones? Tell me what kind of Pokemon you want. I'll give you one Pokemon.
It could really be anything.
Okay.
There's again, I'm not. I haven't really had a lot of challenges yet.
I know one for sure.
Oh.
I know one for sure that you can't have.
Okay.
It's called Vullaby.
Okay.
It's a little vulture because you have the eagle, Rufflet. is one of those shadows, the shadow birds.
Oh, okay.
So I have a Pokemon in my game that you can't have. Do you want that Pokemon?
I do.
Okay, let's try to figure out how to do a trade then.
All right, let's set it up.
We're going to set it up.
All right, here we are. This is how this is going to work.
I've never done this before.
We've never done it. I'm in a Pokemon Center. Do I need to be, or are we just...
I don't think so. I'm just touching the screen.
Okay, just going to quick link.
Searching for player. Please wait for a while. Oop. You got to keep it held down.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Jones, I just realized something. Last episode, I told you I would be Kyle. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So, link trade. Steel Grip is what I ended up naming my character.
It's a Soft Steel Grip. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's not your name, is it?
Yeah, that's what I named him. Okay, so hold on. Let me get you, there it is. Fron.
Look at that guy.
Yeah, that's for you.
Okay, well, I gotta trade you for something. I mean...
Yeah, I gotta... Give me something you don't want, because I will keep it.
I don't want all these guys.
Jones, that's how trades work, man.
I probably should have thought about that.
Oh, man.
Do you have a... well, I guess, yeah, I can probably go grab another one of these guys easily.
Oh, yeah, I don't have one of those.
You do not have a...
I don't have a Scuttle.
That's not a Scuttle. It is a Wingull.
Yeah, I actually hate this Pokemon. Don't like its evolution. So, yeah,
okay.
I'll take it.
All right. Wingull for a...
Volibee.
Volibee. And I gotta go with your name. Can I rename it? If I want to? No.
It's stuck as Fron.
Stuck as Fron.
Just as Scuttle is stuck as Fruttle.
All right.
Scuttle.
Trade.
Oh, this is cool, Jones. Okay.
Just taking a second. Just thinking about it.
It is really thinking for a while.
Yeah. Bye, Scuttle.
Bye, Fron. Wow, these are nice graphics. Man, look at this stuff. Whoa.
Oh, that's right. I have seen this because I did trade with that one person. Yeah.
I've not seen this. Oh, it's so cool. The way they kind of glance at each other as they pass by.
Later. Yeah. What's up, Fron?
Take a guess. I will not.
At least you're upfront about it.
Doomed to be boxed.
Volibee's data will be added to the Pokedex. Oh boy. Yes.
Registered. Fun fact about Volibee. One of the few Pokemon to be designed by a non-Japanese video game designer.
Oh.
Isn't that cool? Same guy did Tembo, the elephant game. Can't remember his name, to be honest. What are you doing with Fron?
Just moving around, getting a good look at him.
Oh, you're checking out the little Pokedex too? All right, let's do a battle. Okay. That's it. That's all you get.
Yes, quit the trade.
If you send me a list of Pokemon you want, though, I will catch them for you.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Do we want to look it up?
I think we're going to have to do that every time. Just kind of talk about...
Okay, I mean, I'm not opposed to looking it up. I looked some things up, you know what I mean?
Okay, but I like just one trade.
Okay.
One episode, one Pokemon.
Sure, I'm doing quick link again.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that for...
You know what's interesting is they show the classic 3DS in that spot right there.
It's true. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Yeah, Jones, for me, I guess it's just a little weird to be an 11-year-old boy with my name. Less weird than being one called Steel Grip for some reason. Do you want to do double battle or single battle?
Double battle.
That's
two
2v2.
of them? No, come on.
Okay, all right.
Let's not bite off more than we can chew, or more than I can chew, rather.
Okay. So, we talked about this ahead of time, everybody. I asked Jones if I should find Pokemon closest to his level, and he said no.
Yeah.
He said don't hold back.
I'm not out to prove anything. We're not keeping a leaderboard here.
Yep.
Of our fights.
Would you like to decide battle rules? It's asking me. Yeah, I'll decide myself. Please select battle rules. Wow. Normal rules, flat rules, no restrictions. Oh, do you want to do like 6 Pokemon or 3 Pokemon?
Let's do 3. We'll start out small.
All right.
We'll get more elaborate as the show goes on.
Oh, here's the thing though. If we do 6, it sets them all to level 50, so they'll all be equal.
Okay.
If we do 3, it's up to 50, so it won't level your Pokemon up to 50.
Okay.
They'd be at a big disadvantage level-wise.
Do you want to start out doing the auto level now and do 6?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we'll be equal. See what happens?
Yeah, well, let's do it.
All right.
Set all the level
Everybody
50.
wins. Participating team.
Oh, and then it's not even like your party. You can just
wow,
choose.
yeah, I can pick it.
All right, but I'm like good. I'm good with what I brought. I'm good with these guys.
Yeah, sure, fine.
I won't look, Jones. I won't look. Let the battle begin. Whoa, you can even choose the music. Do you see this on the bottom screen? You can choose which track you want to listen to.
Oh, wow, look at that.
All right. Let the battle begin. Like your hat, Jones.
Thank you. Here we go.
Ooh, I do. It gives you a preview of your team. So now I know like who to start with and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You? Oh my God, you're doomed, Jones. I do feel like some of these are spoilers. Like my Litten is fully evolved. You ready to see that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Because I'm discovering it the organic way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm discovering it through you. Wow, lots of prep
Lots of prep.
for each fight.
Yeah, it was weird that they actually like made us select the order, because I assume it doesn't matter. So I like this that we're all leveled up to 50. I do feel like you got a shot now. I gotta play it smart. So that's Mini Beak, Jones. Mini Beak is now True Beak.
Toucan Sam.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love this thing. Jones, I'm really surprised by that.
Oh, because it's fire. Yeah, see ya.
I'm surprised you didn't like try to make me sleep or anything. That's what I was nervous about.
Well, I tried for paralysis.
Oh,
But
side
actually,
beam.
but you know what? I was
also-
thinking paralysis because I thought you'd be higher level than me.
Yep.
But, I mean, clearly.
Look how mean he looks. True Beak. Oh, he's so mean. I like the noise that Gal makes as she comes out. Heh. Alright, can you take the hit, bud? Can you take the hit? Oh, he's taking the hit. Oh, Jones, it ain't right.
See how you like my love.
Disarming voice. Of course you couldn't remember the move disarming voice.
Oh, man. Brutal.
I told you you're not gonna have fun. That was your best guy, Jones. Now what?
Well, they're all level 50, so I don't think they're technically all equal, right?
Oh yeah. I think it still like maintains like their base stats, you know. This music. You could have picked something better. That's on you.
Wow, upright.
Look at this guy.
Looks like a pro wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Oh, my.
Oh, I'm doing a dance. Let's go, buddy.
Oh, my. He's not gonna end well. The ring? Oh, Hubert's gonna love this!
I know, it's so cool. Oh, poor Caboose.
Oh, Kyle, losing to you is gonna be great.
Oh, man.
Caboose did nothing.
Nothing. That was it.
Caboose did not do a thing.
Look at him just gesturing. He's like, give me more. More. All right, let's see. I'll switch some guys out. Let's see what else we got here.
I'm confused why I didn't get an attack when you brought someone new in.
You did.
They were like, what do you want Caboose to do? And I was like, this. And they're like, oh, Kyle brought in a new Pokemon. And then they're like, what do you want Caboose to do?
Oh,
like,
same thing. It didn't affect him. I think he did Confusion, and it didn't affect him. Just like that time, that didn't affect me.
because it never will, or it just didn't work out that time? Just roll the dice,
just
didn't
missed.
work? Okay.
Yeah. Like, if you do it again, you'll probably hit.
You say that now. Oh, no.
Look how creepy this Pokemon is, by the way. How cool is this guy? I think it's a lady, actually. Mine is.
There you go.
Snout. Just sleeping. Dang. Okay, we got a match.
Alright, not super effective. Swap somebody out.
Still smiling despite the sleep.
Oh, man.
Think about those rocks,
yeah,
Sophie.
That's rough.
Ooh, okay, so you lower my attack. Oh yeah, what do you think about these abilities? That Pokemon
Interesting,
has?
yeah. They just
We
get
didn't
them
even
right
talk
away.
about those. Still sleeping. All right. Still sleeping. Jones.
It's the best fire attack I have. Okay.
Fire against a rock, though?
Yeah, let's do that. That's probably better. I assumed I would not see what was effective or not.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Oh, brutal.
Dang, Sophie went down so fast there.
Yeah.
Oh, so they don't hurt him as bad. That's interesting. Okay. So who's up next? Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Ooh, I like that choice, Jones.
Danganronpa.
Okay. You're right. I see that. All right, Jones. That was a good call. Magnet Bomb.
Nothing's scratching anybody here. Man, just one-shotting everyone I have. Is that because they're all evolved?
Yeah. With Tender 11 Care.
Sure.
No XP alls on these guys.
I'm just gonna RP this last move.
Okay. Alright, so... let me bring out my last guy. Oh, I got two last guys. Alright, I like this guy, though.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I love this guy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Jones, you can't have this guy. He's exclusive to Moon. I gotta get you one of these. Ooh, I like that. No longer can escape.
Another good attack, too. Just for the circumstances.
It failed. Spike failed. I didn't know you could miss that one. Oh my god, you're so good, White Lie. Your ghost moves won't work on him.
Wow.
Jones, this beautiful ape is normal psychic. Never before has there been such a type. Oh, okay. Okay. I like this.
There's no attack I can do that does damage, though. I'm just delaying the inevitable with that move.
Wait, is Lick his only damaging move?
That's all I got, yeah.
Oh, Jones. Now we're just waiting for this guy to wake up.
Yep.
Wake up, White Lie.
I like the two-word names. I like that.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Was I caught one of these guys and named it Honesty. And I didn't like its nature. And so I caught one I did like and named it White Lie. Because I felt bad. So, Jones.
Yes. I love that.
I feel so good now about what happened with our Red and Blue. About what happens with Brandon plays Pokemon.
Yeah. This is the next level.
Yeah. You gotta catch up. I'm saving that video. I'm clicking yes on
Sure,
that.
yeah, I'll save that. And that's what's funny. That's the one thing they're like, should we explain more about battle replays? And I'm like, I'm capturing all of this in 720p, so I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need battle replays because
I'll never need to see that one again.
Yeah, I have MP4 replay.
Not totally satisfying, Jones, but like a little satisfying to crush you like that.
Well, thanks. It was satisfying for you to crush me like that too.
Okay.
And I think if we were to in an effort to create some kind of continuing narrative throughout this journey that we are taking, you as a Pokemon expert, me as a Pokemon newbie, it's perfect.
Okay.
You come in and just like, okay, this is how we actually duel, and I'll see you next week.
Sure. Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If I take out one of your Pokemon in our next battle, I will be extremely happy.
Okay.
And that's what's going to take, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to get some evolutions. I'm going to commit more to actually one team. That Ghastly, what's he doing in there? You know what I mean? It's like there's definitely some. You just kind of caught me with these Pokemon on
Ghastly
me.
was outclassed.
Yeah, it's like, what am I going to swap him out? Like a Rattata? You know, it's like just not a lot of interesting things.
Rattata would actually hurt that guy pretty bad because he's got Dark type moves.
Okay.
Yeah,
these new types.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Yeah, I got more work to do. I got more research to do. But that is what the show is all about. It's about education.
Yeah.
It's about the experience. And hopefully you enjoy this a little bit more than Brandon Plays Pokemon. Because I know a little bit more, but there's still so much more of this game we have to explore. We have B-roll now. We're doing matches. We're trading in every episode. We're fighting in every episode.
I'm gonna get you one of those Oran Gurus.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you just you check that list. There's got to be a list somewhere of just like, here's the stuff you won't get if you're in Sun, and here's the stuff you won't get if you're in Moon.
I mean, I still have Honesty. I'll give you Honesty.
Do you have Honesty, Kyle?
Yeah.
Walked right into that one.
I did. Why did I do that?
That's a good joke. We should probably cap on that one. This has been an extremely long episode. These will probably be the normal length because I didn't play that much. I will hopefully play a little bit more for the next episode, but I will catch some more. I will talk to some more people. I will explore more of Alola, and we will return to this couch in this chair and talk with you about Pokemon. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon.